Just raise your hand, please. Can you hear it, Philip?
This meeting is being recorded.
Just to confirm again that you can hear us, can you just raise your hand if you can hear us?
Good. All right, we'll call this meeting to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act for authority. Notice of date, time, location of this meeting, the Star Ledger, Daily Record, the Warren County Clerk, and by posting a copy thereof in the bulletin board of the Warren County Courthouse and Administration Building. Meetings will be conducted in person. The public may attend the meeting in person or view the meeting virtually through electronic communications equipment to preserve the health, safety, and welfare of the public in conformance with NJSA 10:4-6, the Open Public Meeting Act. Public comments may be made in person at the time of the meeting or submitted in advance by email or written letter. Formal action will be taken. The selected subdivision site plan amendments can be viewed at the link provided. The public is also invited to attend this meeting by calling the number 877-309-3457 or by joining by WebEx with the link provided as well. Roll call, please.
Okay, we have Adam Baker,
Here.
William Gleba,
Here.
James Kern, Nicole Muse, Gerald Norton,
Here.
Deborah Pascarelli, Randy Piazza,
Here.
Jason Sarnowski, David Smith,
Here.
Robert Hopkins,
Here.
and Lori Chesla. Chesla. Very good.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jerry, just so you know, Matt is still trying to get on the WebEx.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
We're fine.
He's okay.
he'll get it. He'll get here.
He'll get through.
Mhm.
All right, we need a approval of the minutes from January 23rd.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes for January 23rd.
Second. Second, any comments or changes to the minutes? Okay, hearing no one, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah. Then a motion to open for public comment.
I'll you.
We have a motion.
Second.
Wait a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone in the public wishing to speak? Please step forward and state your name, Peter.
Teresa Chapman, Harmony Township. I was just wondering which attorney was presiding tonight over the board.
Matt Mensch is attempting to get on to weddings.
Okay, he's not going to recuse himself from one of the applications on the board, on the agenda, the Peron application.
The attorney.
Unless anybody has a comment at that specific time, if there's a conflict at that time, then, I mean, I'm not aware of any conflict. I'll defer to you at this point, but
We're not aware of any conflict at that.
He's represented Phillipsburg with regards to the Peron case,
he doesn't vote, so I don't think,
but
there's no conflict that he's not voting.
don't you seek his legal advice for the application?
So if a legal question came up and if in fact he is representing them and we'll confirm that when he does dial in, then he would have to, I would imagine, recuse himself for any question on that particular point, but again, he doesn't vote, so I see no conflict
Right,
there.
but in other cases, attorneys have, or the boards have hired conflict attorneys.
I'm sure the board does have a conflict attorney, but there's no specific that I'm aware of, I mean, if you're gonna have a specific question with regard to this application, then so be it, we'll cross that bridge at that time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, anyone online, online for comment?
No,
Used to school board. Thank you. All right, motion to close the public comment,
Motion.
Second.
motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have the presentation that was going to be part of the economic value of the Jersey, the Delaware River, that's going to be postponed, as we all know, from the email that we received this afternoon to a future meeting. So we'll move right along to the subdivision and site plan.
hold on, I'm seeing Matt here. I gotta change his privilege.
Yes, I'm here, guys. Sorry
Okay.
that I was a few minutes late.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay, moving on to the site plan, subdivision site plan report.
Thank you, Chair. Subdivisions, minor subdivisions not located on a county road were reviewed by the Warren County Engineers Office and Warren County Planning Department on below listed dates. There were none. Subdivisions previously approved, the conditions were submitted and approved on the below listed dates. There were none. The following subdivisions were previously approved with conditions on or before August 22nd, 2022. Conditional approvals have now expired and the application is deemed disapproved pursuant to the Warren County Development Review Regulations. Since the conditions have not been met, there were none. Non-county road majors, there were none. Non-county road minors, there were none. County road majors, there are none. County road minors, none. Site plans that were previously approved with conditions were submitted and approved on the following dates. We have 21-026 SP White Township, this is Skoog Holdings LLC, was approved January 30th, 2023. 22-017 Nalamuchi Plainview Growers was approved February 8th, 2023. 2022-020 SP in Washington Township, JZRJ Properties LLC, February 17th, 2023. Just acknowledge that.
Just note that.
Just gotta go in.
The following site plans were previously approved. The conditions on or before August 22nd, 2022. Additional approvals have now expired and the application is deemed disapproved pursuant to the Warren County development review regulations since the conditions have not been met. There were non-county site plans with 22-012 SP, Peron Development LLC, Phillipsburg, Block 2102, Lot 2.02 on Howard Street. We are recommending disapproval for 8 reasons. And although it says 1 comment, we've added additional comment in the Development Review Committee. So 2 comments. The second additional comment is for clarification of the easement for the Morris Canal Trail that's proposed at the rear of the site.
All right, motion to disapprove, 22-02 SP.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to disapprove 22-012 SP for 8 reasons and 2 comments.
Second. Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstentions? I abstain.
County Road Site Plan 22-007 SP, Larkin Associates LLC in Cohacon, Block 93, Lot 5.04, High Street, County Route 642. We are recommending disapproval for 26 reasons and 3 comments.
A motion for disapproval on 22-007 SP.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to disapprove 22-007 SP for 26 reasons and 3 comments.
Second. Motion and second, any comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
County Site Plan 22-039 SP. This is Township of Greenwich, in Greenwich Township. And it's Block 26, Lot 7, Greenwich Street, County Route 638 for proposed new municipal building. We're recommending disapproval for 16 reasons and 4 comments.
Okay, motion for disapproval for 22-039 SP.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to disapprove 22-039 SP for 16 reasons and 4 comments.
I'll second the motion. Motion's and a second, Scott. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
So we had 2 exempt applications, 23-004 SP in Hackettstown, 237 Main Hack LLC. Also 23-005 SP, Washington Borough. Sofical Enterprises LLC. I think I don't know if I pronounced it.
That's apparently 2 people's first names in there.
But we just note that for the record.
So that's the thing. Okay, moving on to our director's report.
Okay, just under correspondence, I just all the correspondence that we received, relevant to land use matters and so forth are listed under item 2 in the report. A couple other things I just wanted to mention real quick, call to your attention, I should say. It's under number 6, open space and trails. The DEP put out a public opinion survey on what trails in New Jersey, public open space. I took the survey last night. It takes about, like they said, about 10 minutes to finish. It's pretty easy. So if you're inclined to do so, I urge you to take that survey. Under number 9, Warren Heritage Scenic Byway. The DOT has approved the extensions to Waterloo Village and down to Union Square in Phillipsburg. So our next task would be to prepare a corridor management plan that will include the extensions to water moving down to Phillipsburg. We're trying to schedule a next meeting of the committee in April or May and start talking about that. Other thing that number 15, the County Transportation Advisory Council. They will be having a speaker from New Jersey Transit attend that meeting to speak about the status of the Lackawanna cutoff. Right now, the PennDOT, Pennsylvania DOT, and the Northeast Pennsylvania Rail Coalition. The name is wrong, but they're putting together the application to US DOT to apply for funding to conduct the next study to extend the cutoff from its present terminus in Morris County all the way out to Scranton. So get an update from New Jersey Transit in terms of where it stands on the New Jersey side.
They did start, going up to the road about time.
Right. And it's being extended to
Yeah.
Andover now.
Yeah, that's.
It's just that missing link now between Andover and the other thing I had is under number 38, development regulation review. We started the process of doing a comprehensive review of the regulations with our county attorney, County Planning Board Attorney Matt Mensch. We're looking at it from soup to nuts in terms of the process and the actual technical standards. So now we're going to be meeting roughly every 2 weeks or so. And we figured that would probably be a good process to involve members of the County Planning Board in those discussions. So I'm looking at having, up to 4 members of the Planning Board participate in those meetings. We're looking at having those meetings on
Wednesdays at 3.
Wednesdays at 3.
And they can be attended virtually.
And they can be attended virtually. Yeah. So, I don't know if members of the Development Review Committee can attend. That would be, you guys are more inclined to look at the site plans and subdivisions. What's your
Anyone
else?
else wish to serve? We're going to have to appoint people. Give everyone a stop and volunteer.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get 2 people at the minimum, that'd be all.
Yeah, it's up to 4 to not have a quorum, obviously.
Yeah, I could volunteer.
Yeah. And we'll send you the meeting invite.
You want to send out an email to the board tomorrow saying, you need 2 more volunteers?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Check a little bit. I'd rather have you come willing.
And it won't be yourself, right, Jerry?
I'm sorry, what was that?
It won't be yourself.
Yeah, no, I got way too many meetings to go to. That's it for you? Brian?
That's it, yes.
I just have one other item, Dave. We're going to be, I'll be going to the New Jersey County Planners Association has a legislative committee that I'm on. We're going to be meeting with members of the NJAPA, which is the state American Planning Association. And we're meeting next Monday, but one of the items of topic are how to deal with things from a legislative standpoint for warehousing in light of the OPAs or the Office of Planning Advocacy's recommendations in terms of strategies of how to address warehousing. So, but that's one topic, but I figured I'd give you guys a heads up that we're continuing to, be one of the most active counties in terms of how to address this on a regional level. And so we'll
And what's the meeting?
It's March 6th.
Thank you. That's it. Okay, moving on.
I've got a quick question. All right. The electric vehicles,
Yes.
have any thought about any provisions being put in I mean, you hear it every day on the radio where these trucks and stuff are catching fire on different roads and what have you, and they can't get the fires out. I mean, there are major problems with it, major highway shutdowns and what have you. When you're building all these electric charging stations, is there any provisions put in for, for fire risk or, to put out the fire at one of these charging stations anywhere?
Well, I can tell you that we just applied, we're applying for a grant tomorrow
Uh-huh,
with Hazmat
yeah,
to obtain some containers, so extinguishing of it, and also what will it do for the water runoff.
yeah.
So we are addressing it in Hazmat.
I sat in the turnpike one day, 3 hours while something burned up and they couldn't even move. And then I listened to the comments on the radio and they said it takes, I think it was like 10 times the amount of thousands of gallons of water that it would take to put out a normal fire.
Mhm.
It's incredible. Then they got to figure a way to puncture the containment where those batteries are stored in.
Those are
To
lithium.
get it in.
Yeah, they burn. I guess hot and fast. Yeah, I guess there's a company that's making selling fire companies that don't puncture that thing, but it's very expensive and,
But we
you know,
put training
but it's hard
and
betting these things whenever they fire.
June will know.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Certainly, they say that the charging, maintenance on the charging stations are about 4 months before you're getting fixed.
The breakdown.
Back off.
Wow. I hear a lot about the electric bicycles.
You can ride your smart.
Another reason not to ride on it.
Adds to the weight, though.
What's that?
Batteries add to the weight.
That's right. That's right.
The more you have to lose.
Okay, moving on to committee reports. Hearing no other liaison reports. Okay, whole business.
No old business.
Yeah. Moving on to new business.
Okay, just as a matter of introduction, we proposed a transportation master plan amendment to address truck routing in Warren County. And Brian put together a nice amendment that includes background data and so forth. And Ryan can speak very briefly about what's attached, and we can discuss where we're going to go from there.
Sure. Some little presentations loading. Give it a second here. Okay. So, as part of kind of our multifaceted approach towards addressing and mitigating truck traffic associated with the rush of industrial and warehousing development within the county, we are taking proactive measures to try to address those issues. Most recently, the commissioners adopted a 102 restriction resolution, which was submitted to the NJDOT, which basically would facilitate restricting vehicles that are 102 inches or wider or oversized trucks to certain roadways, most notably 519 and 517. So this is yet another, I guess, facet that we're trying to utilize to address this issue. And we prepared an amendment, which was a study and analysis of some land use issues. So we took a look at industrial development, industrial zone properties throughout the county. We looked at some trends of where industrial development is going in the future. We also looked at crash data, as well as traffic data, and we're going to be suggesting the adoption of this map. So again, I kind of went through the purpose of the amendment. So in terms of industrial and traffic trends, over the past 5 years, industrial development has had quite an uptick. We are benefiting, or if you're in favor of this type of development, from being in close proximity to the FedEx hub in Allentown, the Allentown airport. But just by way of statistics, we have over 864 million square feet in the region. We are a pretty decent size of that, percentage of that, in terms of the overall square footage of new construction. Essentially, there's not much lease availability. Apparently, there's only 2% vacancy at this point, but I don't. I think that might be a little bit inflated by some of the brokers, but either way, there's still significant demand for these types of facilities. And as you guys are probably acutely aware, we have a number of warehouse applications that are active right now, some of which are over 1 million square feet in size. The map up there shows kind of the overall traffic flow. So that's the number of vehicles on a daily basis that go on each one of these roadways. So pretty significant in size. Industrial zoning. So you guys may be familiar with, we did do an industrial study in 2019, 2020. That looked at 14 specific sites. We took that study and took it a step further and looked at all the industrial zone properties in the entire county. We did analysis based on developed areas and what was kind of what we took a broad brush look at what's the potential maximum developability of the 8,250 remaining industrial zone acres in the town. I mean, in the county, and we did again, this is a very rough estimate, but the potential for an additional 40 to 50 million square feet, barring any significant environmental restrictions, those types of things. If you could just do a pure build out. But the intent wasn't to have a really specific build out, is more to kind of guide what we're trying to accomplish, which is provide for trucking that we can utilize in our reviews for planning board applications. So crash trends, traffic fatalities in New Jersey as a whole have gone up by 50% statewide. According to the NHTSA, there's 54 fatal truck accident collisions in New Jersey in 2020, up from 32 and 35 deaths in 2018. So these kind of statewide statistics are just kind of indicative of the overall trend that there's some level of increase in terms of truck traffic related issues on our roadways. So we in the 2021 transportation master plan, we had a crash hotspot analysis that we did, as you could probably guess, there's some spots that tend to be the outliers in terms of intersections that are creating issues. Most notably the 22-519 intersection. Although 46 and 519 is quite bad, as well as 517 and 46. So we took, this is based on Voyager data. So the NJDOT has this data, Voyager crash data. That was what WSP had done the analysis on. We actually took a step further for this study. We took Bill's certified data that he does on a yearly basis and created our own hotspot analysis. And it's a little difficult to see on this up here on the screen, but essentially those red dots are areas that we based on analysis, have or identified hotspots and problematic areas on a consistent basis. So you can see several intersections on 519, many intersections on 517, and then the Route 22 corridor as well. So we took the existing truck restriction. So there is this highway network map that the DOT has put out, although it's kind of inaccurate in some areas. We took that data, we compiled the data from the 2021 Transportation Master Plan, which showed restrictions on our roads, including height, weight, that type of thing. The one on the left is the 102 restrictions that I was referring to. So we propose to expand that existing restriction map. So then we developed our own restriction map that has both county restrictions, but also the municipal restrictions as well, which are the little pink lines. So and to kind of gauge collectively or holistically what the overall restrictions are in the county. And it's many of the roads that can actually truck restricted from the truck standpoint. So we compiled all this data, and this is a compilation map essentially. So two maps that I referred to before. We have this is the truck restriction map. This is the conceptual truck route map with the industrial sites, and then we did a compilation map, which you can see up here, which is the map that we're hoping to adopt as part of this amendment. And again, we're not talking about voting on it tonight. We have to notice the public hearing. We wanted to gauge whether or not we wanted to have it on the March meeting or perhaps the April meeting. But essentially, this is the map. It identifies routes based on geographic distribution of the industrial zone properties, but essentially we've developed the routes to fast track all the truck traffic in the most expeditious fashion to state and interstate highway infrastructure. So yeah, as you can see, we're trying to drive traffic as much as we can north up 46 to Route 80, or on 46 over to Route 31, or out to Route 22, or on to 57. So, and essentially what this is, the hope is that we're going to be able to utilize this map that we're going to reviews. And we do developers agreements with developers on county roads, or impacting county roads. And we hope to utilize this map to essentially make them agree to adhere to our truck routes. And again, this is kind of one additional proactive step to help curb this, the issues that we're seeing in terms of truck traffic. This is part of an overall comprehensive approach that we're taking, but kind of an interim proactive step that we can do in fairly short order and start to utilize towards addressing this when we do our reviews. So in terms of the next steps, as I indicated, we have to have a public hearing. And at least 20 days, we have to do the notice 20 days prior. So if we wanted to do it in March, we'd ask for comments and feedback from you folks prior, basically by the end of the week, because we have to notice, we have to send in notice essentially Friday. It takes 2 days, and then it'll be posted on the 7th. Our meeting in March is the 27th. If you feel like that's too short, we can simply delay until April and give you folks the ability to kind of digest this. Or if you want to have further conversation about it at another meeting. Again, this is kind of just a introduction to kind of this issue. We'll have more in-depth presentation when we have the public hearing. And perhaps if, like the development review committee wants to discuss it as well, we can do that as well.
Put it on March. Or do you want to wait later? Fine,
The PDF that was in my email recently, with this, and it was incomplete. It didn't show this map. Overall.
Oh, was it?
If you could resend that.
Yeah, absolutely. If it were easier, I could probably send a link so you can download the full-size document.
Okay, so.
So do you want to, would you prefer to wait, or do you want to push that to April, or do you want to April? March?
How much time do you need before March?
We need to have comments by the end of the week because we have
This
to,
week?
yeah, because we have to send in notice at least 2 days prior to the paper of record. And then, so that kind of takes it over the weekend, and we have to have the notice in the paper by the 7th.
It's a 20-day notice.
Yeah. I mean, quite frankly, the April is not gonna, I don't think it's gonna make or break what we're trying to accomplish.
April. Move it to April.
You know, have further discussion at the next meeting.
Yeah, so if you guys check your email, make sure you're able to review it. If you didn't, just let me know and we'll send out another, I could probably just send out another email with a link for full size.
And just send it.
Yeah.
That would be easier. Okay. Anything else for, new business? No?
For this, back to this, this assumes that the DOT would relax the double trailer.
That's for the 102.
It doesn't suit, this can operate independently
Yeah.
of
Well,
that.
the
This is,
DOT already restricts that in New Jersey.
they do,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, this matches that.
This builds off of that, so this is just a little bit,
In the event that DOT would relax those standards,
this doesn't necessarily restrict this guides. This is a truck route. So this is saying the preferred route is to push, as expeditious as possible towards a state highway.
So like township, let's say the traffic would be directed north to 46, right? Then it would go 46 north to I-80 or 46 east to 31 down to 78. To get the truck traffic to the nearest state or interstate highway as quickly as possible.
well,
The shortest of this.
That's not true. 519 to exit 12 is quicker.
To the,
Yeah, well, I mean, again,
to the
it's
state highway.
the
that's
state
what-
highway
that's what-
infrastructure is the
That
goal.
we want to take.
Anyone else, new business? Okay. Moving on, any other business? Moving on to our second public comment. Looking to break this second public comment. So second. Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone wishing to speak out of the audience? Hearing no one, seeing no one, we close that portion, motion to close.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Was that Leva or David?
It's a toss up, man.
Took it as Bill. I think Bill
I started right.
Bill's the winner tonight.
Bill's ready to hightail it.
Yeah, it'll be, it would be the public
Say-
hearing.
I'm sorry, say again?
Be the fourth Monday in April.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what date that is offhand, but
All right, motion to adjourn.
So,
All's in favor, oh, second,
so,
all's in favor? Opposed? All right, thank you.
That would be at our, you're talking about maybe